everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to go over all of the Marvel and Star Wars shows, plus the Marvel movies coming out in 2024, as there are currently only 2 movies, but I'm hoping there's going to be a third, but I'll get to that in a few minutes. So I'm going to start off with Marvel, as they'll be pulling most of the weight this year. Like, Star Wars will be around, but there's not going to be as much compared to Marvel. So, starting with the only dated project on Disney Plus at the moment. So this is the only show that has a date to it, as it is pretty imminent in its release. And that is Marvel's Echo, spinning off from Hawkeye, coming out on the 10th of January. So that's the only show on Disney Plus from Star Wars and Marvel to have a date at the moment. As I said, the release date is imminent. So yeah, that's coming out on the 10th of January. Of course, the main film that's going to be in the cinemas this year for Marvel is Deadpool 3, but also we do have Madameweb in February, and the release date for Deadpool 3 is the 26th of July. Now, the other film that is due to get released this year, I hope, is Spider-Man, the Spider-Verse 3. I can't remember the title, I think it's Beyond the Spider-Verse? Yes, I think that was it. But that is due to come out this year as well. I'm hoping that is still the case, due to the SAG-AFTRA strike delays. I'm hoping it doesn't get delayed too much. I believe it was originally meant to drop in March, so maybe it'll be an end-of-the-year release like Spider-Man, I believe the first one was, Into the Spider-Verse, so maybe it'll take an end-of-year slot, maybe? Who knows? Next, we have the Agatha Darkhold Diaries, which is, of course, spinning off from WandaVision, and that's coming out in autumn of 2024, so probably around September, October time-ish. Next, we have one that was only just announced a few days ago, well, a few weeks ago now, Eyes of Wakanda, which will focus on each Black Panther throughout the history of Wakanda, of course, leading up to T'Challa and Shuri, which I think is going to be really cool to watch. I'm really looking forward to that, because I do want to learn a lot more about Wakanda than we already know, which isn't too much, really. So I'm hoping we learn a bit more about Wakanda throughout the ages, you know, all the way from the first Black Panther down to the current Shuri. So that'll be really cool to watch. Next, we have the one that I'm probably most excited for, X-Men 97, which is, of course, as we know, Season 6 of the original X-Men animated series from the 1990s, which I think is just the coolest thing ever. They're bringing that back. For what reason, I kind of have a theory on. I think I've discussed it in the past. If not, I'll do a video on it closer to the time of release. But I'm really excited for this, because I loved the X-Men animated series. I watched it, I literally started watching it as soon as X-Men 97 was announced. I was really hyped, and I can now see why everyone's so hyped for this coming back, because, good grief, it was amazing. Now, on to the next thing. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, or as it was formerly known, Spider-Man Freshman Year. Now, this has taken a couple of forms over the years since its announcement. First, it was going to be a Tom Holland origin story, then it wasn't, and then it is now again. I'm not sure what form this is going to take. Personally, I think it may be a revival of the 60s Spider-Man, or maybe a prequel to that show. Is that the case? Maybe, maybe not. But currently, the rumour is that it may be a Tom Holland origin story again. I don't know. I suppose we'll have to wait for that to be announced a bit closer to the time. And unfortunately for X-Men 97 and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, there are no release dates for them at all yet, other than the fact that they should be coming out in 2024. Hopefully. Now, let's go to the Star Wars universe, because there is only, unfortunately, 4 projects coming out from Star Wars this year, which is, admittedly, quite a bit, considering how low on the radar Star Wars has been over the last couple of years since The Rise of Skywalker. So, firstly, we have Star Wars The Bad Batch Season 3, which will, of course, be the final season of The Bad Batch, which will, no doubt, break my heart into a gazillion pieces, because as you guys know, The Clone Wars was my introduction to Star Wars, and this is like a continuation of The Clone Wars directly, so I'm kind of scared, but also very excited as to how this is going to go down in the end. Am I hoping for a semi-happy ending? Yes. Do I know there's not going to be a full happy ending? Yes, because, well, we know the clones probably got destroyed at some point, so that's going to be heartbreaking to see. Next up, we have Star Wars Skeleton-Crew, which has also not got a release date. Again, I should also say that none of these Star Wars projects have release dates yet, which is very annoying. But hey, ah well, what can you do? so that's due to come out at some point next year, along with Star Wars Tales of the Jedi Season 2. Now, of course, Tales of the Jedi Season 1 focused on Count Dooku and Ahsoka, and I've heard a very prevailing theory that Season 2, one of the Jedi in question, may be Ahsoka's Baylan Skoll, which I think would be really cool to see his origins in the Jedi Order. Of course, I know Ray Stevenson won't be playing him, should that be the case, because of course he tragically passed away, but I'd be very interested to see Baylan's origins in the Jedi Order, and whichever other Jedi they pick for the other half of the season, unless it is just about Baylan, which I think would be really cool, in my opinion. And the last things come out next year for Star Wars... Oh, wait, no, sorry. That is it! Yeah, so there's only 3 Star Wars projects next year. Oh, also The Acolyte as well might be coming out next year. Again, I'll let you guys know about release dates as soon as I know them, because so far, we know almost nothing except that Echo is releasing on the 10th of January, so I'll keep you guys updated as this goes along. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video on all the Marvel and Star Wars shows coming out next year in 2024. So please, like this video, subscribe to mine and Roxanne's channels, her link's down in the description, my button is down there. Please click both of those and then the bell icons to get both sets of our notifications. Comment as well, because why not, and let me know what you're most excited for to see next year. Is it going to be one of the Star Wars series? Is it going to be one of the Marvel series or films? Which is that too. Please follow me on my social medias. They'll be down in the link tree in the description below that. Will be Roxanne's website, of course. And lastly, please do share this video with all of your friends. Stick and join the infinite loop of liking, subscribing, commenting, following, and sharing, and around and around and around that loop. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with this week's Astoundcast Substitute. Goodbye!